Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez Williams, and I am going to make some delicious, delicious butter chicken with cauliflower rice and broccoli. We love butter chicken. This is like an Indian type dish, and it is super delicious. You can make it extra spicy, like I'm going to make my personal portion and my husband's, or you can make it with all these spices, but it's not going to be spicy. It'll be really flavorful and delicious. This has become our Christmas dinner tradition because we love it so much that we just decided that this is what we're going to have on Christmas Day dinner. Tell me where you're watching from in the comments. If you've already eaten your dinner today, put already. If you're not yet, put not yet. If you're watching the replay, put replay. And Merry Christmas to every one of you who celebrates Christmas. We are in Florida this is the last night. We leave in the morning and for a long drive home, which will be amazing. So I have 3 pounds of chicken. You don't have to use 3 pounds. You can use 2 pounds of chicken. And I am going to start cooking those. I also have here 1 sliced onion. You can also just dice it. I'm lazy, so I'm deciding not to dice it because I'm going to blend it anyways. And 1 tablespoon of butter. Both of these have 1 tablespoon of butter. And I'm going to turn this burner on. And then I'm going to be adding some spices. We're going to be making this sauce. And then we're going to be adding, after the chicken is cooked, we're going to be adding the broccoli and the cauliflower. So I am going to melt my butter, move my chicken around. Actually, I decided I'm going to use this spatula for right now here. And I want to melt my butter. I'm going to add garlic in here. And I want to add 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. If you're using fresh garlic, it'll be 3 cloves of garlic. If you're using what is it called? Minced garlic. You're going to use 1/2 tablespoon of minced garlic. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. And I want to know, so that's done. I want to know if you celebrate Christmas or not. Put yes, I do, or no, I don't in the comments. Happy holidays to everyone. And we enjoyed the day today. We opened some presents here. We talked about Jesus. We went to the pool. We went to the arcade. We played some foosball in the rec center, and then just kind of hung out as well. And it's been it was so warm outside for a while, for the whole time actually. Well, not in the morning. It's cold in the morning, not cold, not like Maryland. So it's been a great time to enjoy the sun and to enjoy being in Florida. We like the warmth. My husband and I don't have any need or desire to be in snow for Christmas time or cold. So we have made it a tradition to come to Florida. All right. Tell me also if you are eating a dinner tonight. Is it a Christmas dinner, and what are you eating? Is it high protein, low carb? Is it high carb? What is it? I know that everyone has different traditions on this day if you celebrate Christmas in one way or the other. All right, now that I have this all mixed, I'm just gonna let it become translucent. I also am going to add to, I'm going to add to my onions, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of pink salt to my onion mix. And to my chicken, I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of pink salt. And then at the end, it's going to be to taste. And I'm going to add a bunch of spices to my onions. And then I'm going to add a bunch of, only a couple of other ingredients to, eventually the spices will combine with the chicken. But this is what the chicken will cook with first. So I'm going to mix it with the butter, get this all mixed and going. And then I'm going to add some more spices to my onions. This is butter chicken. We're going to have it with cauliflower rice and broccoli. And I love butter chicken. It's one of our favorites whenever we go to an Indian restaurant. It's very Americanized Indian food is to have butter chicken. but we all love it. So we are eating it, and I don't claim that this is authentic, but it's very, very delicious. Very flavorful and delicious. All right, that is good for right now. I'm gonna let that keep cooking. And then to here, I'm gonna move you so that you can see. To my onions, I'm going to add a bunch of spices, and they're gonna cook with these, and then we're gonna blend them with a couple of other ingredients once they're a little bit more cooked. So, I am adding 2 tablespoons. I wanted to make sure it was 2 or 3. Uh-oh, I gotta check. 2 tablespoons of garam masala. So this is garam masala. Sometimes, depending on where you go, it's hard to find. If you go in the Indian food aisle, you'll be able to find it more easily. Sometimes it depends on the grocery store if they have it or not, and it can be a little bit more expensive. But once you find it, it's amazing. And it's such a great combination of spices. I'm going to tell you what spices are in here. So this is 1 tablespoon. Okay. 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. So 2 tablespoons of garam masala. I'm going to tell you what's in here. There is cumin, coriander, black pepper, cardamom, cinnamon, red pepper, nutmeg, and allspice. Oh my goodness. So many amazing flavors. Now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of paprika. 2 teaspoons of paprika. So this is a half a teaspoon. I'm going to add 4 of these. 1, 2. So 2 teaspoons. This is like getting all the spices cooked with the onion and the butter and the garlic. Move this around for a second, and then we're going to come back to those onions and mix those with the spices, and then we're almost ready to make the sauce that's going to go back in and over the chicken. I'm using chicken thighs tonight. You can use chicken breasts. You can use whatever chicken you want. All right. Now I'm going to get this a little bit. You can see it's like all spices. So it's good. I want it to be coating everything. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit on the onions so that the onions don't burn. And because I have an extra pound of chicken, I am going to add an extra tablespoon of butter and an extra half teaspoon of pink salt, just because I have this extra half pound. So my recipe's for 2 pounds of chicken, and I have 3 pounds of chicken, so I'm going to add an extra half a teaspoon of garlic powder and an extra half teaspoon of pink salt. And then after that, it'll be just to taste. And then I'm going to add an extra tablespoon of butter. All right. Let me see. But you don't have to add any extra if you're doing 3 pounds of chicken. It's okay. It'll still be really good without adding extra. So you could, I didn't dice my onions tonight. You can. And you can also just slice them like I did, because you are going to blend them. All right, this is melting. I got like a little hole in it, a perfect little hole, circular hole. All right, we are getting close to At the very end, it's just a matter of making sure that the cauliflower and the broccoli are cooked to your desired preference of like softness. So we're getting closer to that point. This has a little bit of moving parts, but it's simple enough that you can do them all at the same time, and then not, you can save some time that way. I'm all about the things that are simple and quick to do, but really, really flavorful. So I'll take a little bit of time to do some things, but some things I'm just not willing to spend a whole lot of extra time. But I don't want to sacrifice flavor. There's like little bits of, I don't want to lose any of this goodness of, oh, I forgot one spice here. Whew, good thing I remembered. We need a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon in the mixture here. Just a 1/4 teaspoon. A 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And we are almost there. Almost ready to blend this while the chicken continues to cook. And then we just have a couple of ingredients left to add. It's smelling good. There's a couple of onions that are not coated with anything. Let me see if I can change that. It's almost like the spices have become a little bit of a paste-like substance. Okay. Move these around. I'm getting less pink, which is great. I want my chicken to be cooked before I add everything else, so I don't want to have any question of whether or not it's cooked. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to transfer this to my blender. So I'm going to have you come with me over here. And in my blender, I have 6 ounces of tomato paste. I have 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then I have my mixture, my onion mixture. Okay, I want to make sure I get all the spices off of this spatula. All right, now we're gonna blend this. Put on the lid. This is the sauce. This is the butter chicken sauce. I'm gonna put it behind you. Let's see if you can see it. Here it is. Make sure it turns on. On. Yay, it does. Okay, ready? Uh-oh. Okay, maybe it needs to be turned. I don't know how this works. Okay. Something's going on. I gotta figure out. Flashing light indicates ready to operate. Okay. It's flashing. I don't know. It didn't like to do the pulse. So I'm doing the puree. Okay, it's going now. Here it goes. Uh-oh. Why did try again. It's working. I'm not sure why it's not pulsing. Okay. Maybe you all can help me. Here's what it is. It's pulse. Let's see. This is blinking. No, it's not anymore. In puree. Now this is blinking. Ready to operate. Okay, well this is gonna be an issue if we can't get this to blend. Maybe it's not. Maybe does anyone know what the issue might be? Here is the blender. It says on. It's a solid light and puree, but it's not pureeing. And pulse isn't pulsing. I don't know. Okay, we'll come back over to the chicken. And in the chicken, we're going to add some more stuff. So let me move you so you can see better. There we go. So in the chicken, we're going to add a tablespoon of lemon, a tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. I'm going to take out these seeds. There we go. Let's see if I can measure it more or less. A tablespoon of lemon. This is like a huge lemon. And it's almost, the half of it is almost a full tablespoon. So I'm going to try to squeeze a little bit more and it'll be great. There we go. Okay, there's our tablespoon of lemon. I'm going to mix this in. Do the buttons need held longer or both together? Let me try, Jill. Thank you. Let's try that. All right, the chicken is ready to have the broccoli added to it. So let me do that before I try that again. And the cauliflower. So I have 2 bags of cauliflower rice. And I have 1 bag of broccoli, but my original recipe is 6 cups of broccoli florets. I didn't have that, so I'm just using, it wasn't actually, they were out of broccoli when I went to the grocery store, except for 1 bag. So I'm going to use 2 bags of cauliflower rice. I'm going to tell you though what exactly my recipe was without that. And I like to get my bumps of cauliflower rice out before I put it in there. It's just so much easier to mix and get cooked. And this pot is not, I should have bought my own pot. I brought a lot of my own stuff, but I did not bring my own blender or my own pot. And this pot is a little bit shallow for all of this. But I'm going to mix it around first so it doesn't fall out on the sides. And then I'm going to add my broccoli, and then we're going to try blending again. This has become our traditional Christmas dinner. Butter chicken. We just love it, and so we think, why not? We're fairly non-traditional in most things, and so this is our non-traditional, for us, non-traditional. Not how we were raised. All right. Now I'm gonna let that sit and grab my, yes, Jill, it is so good. You're gonna have to try this one. All the spices are so delicious. All right, so this is 12 ounces, which is definitely not 6 cups of florets, but it still is gonna be a good amount. And I'm I'm gonna try to kind of fold it in so it gets connected but isn't gonna overflow here. Everything's gonna reduce a little bit in size. Oh no, things are falling down. All right. Let's get a little started. All right, hopefully it won't overflow with the sauce. Now we're gonna try your ideas, Jill, of holding down, held longer or both together. All right, so I'm gonna hold first the puree longer. Holding it longer did make it start blinking on again. Okay, so that may not work, but maybe holding it together. I don't know. I don't understand. We may have to go with what's been done so far. Let's see. So that is, they're on solid. Now if I hold puree down, doesn't do anything. Liquefy down, pulse down. And then if it's held, but then I press on again, I don't know. It worked for a second. I don't know what I did though. Oh no. All right. Oh, that one sounded like something different. Maybe I have to turn it somehow. ¿Quieres averiguarlo? All right, well, I think I'm not gonna have you guys figure it out with me. Good idea. Jill, thank you. Unplug, plug it back in, turn it back on, and let's try again. Thank you, Jill. I needed a reset. All right, I think it needs to be like mixed, but it just needed a reset. That's great. All right. Having troubles getting to the onions, I think. I'll have to use my spatula in a moment. We're making a little bit of progress. I don't know if it doesn't like the quantity, like too little quantity. All right, let me put you all down and move this around. It's done a good amount. It's definitely still a little clumpy though. So let's see if I can make any more progress here. Thankfully this is the last part, and then we just have to add this to the other mixture and let it cook with it for a little bit. All right, let's see. Just doesn't work at all. But the I don't know. It doesn't like much. This is good still. It might have to be a little bit chunky today. But at least it turned back on and got a little bit more. All right. Well, that's it. That's the rest of this recipe, is adding that sauce to this, all this here. And I do want to mix it around a little bit because it had the lemon in just one spot. And then I did so poorly with just one spatula. Then we're going to add that sauce, and it's going to be very saucy and very, very delicious. I think this is actually great. This quantity of broccoli too is fine. I'm gonna double check my recipe to see. Yep, so this would, normally I would add 6 cups of broccoli florets, but if you just wanna do 1 bag, you can do that too. 6 cups would be fine with this too, because I have a lot of chicken, so it would work fine. I'm gonna go ahead and keep trying to work on the sauce, but you would pour it in, mix it up, and then just cook it till your broccoli is the consistency that you would like. And that's it. I'm gonna add cayenne pepper to mine and some extra pink salt to taste. And that is the recipe for our butter chicken tonight. Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate, and have a wonderful night. From our house to your kitchen, global flavors and healthy plates from around the world. Bye!